Jess from DataTree Solutions. I'm going to share with you today regarding e-commerce accounting. Nowadays, everyone is talking about e-commerce, but what does e-commerce that really means to you? What is the definition of e-commerce that really means to you?
Closer.
Can you hear me? Okay. So everyone is talking about e-commerce. What does e-commerce that really mean to you? What is the definition in your perception? To me, my personal point of view, I don't really care what does e-commerce mean. As long as e-commerce can bring money to my business, that is what e-commerce means. So everyone start talking about e-commerce, especially when our government launching a lot programs since last year, implement a lot, push a lot about e-commerce activities. So everyone start talking about e-commerce. To my point of view, you earn money, you sell things through online, and you earn money from online and bring business to you. That is what e-commerce, online business means. So from all around, all this money that you have made from online, you will need a system, and also you will need a way to manage, to monitor your business accounting. So that's where e-commerce accounting steps into the picture, and that is how e-commerce accounting plays the role. So before I start to kick into the topic, let me give you some brief introduction about myself and also what my company do. Okay? This is my company name, DataTree Solutions. We are actually the authorized dealer, and we are the approved authorized training center of AutoCount. Have any one of you heard about AutoCount? Anyone is AutoCount user here? Can I have a show of hands? None? Any one of you is actually using any accounting software or business software for your business? What is the brand that you're using now?
I'm using Zoho CRM.
Zoho CRM. Does it provide accounting software, your back-end system? Or like stock inventory control?
I do that with Zero.
You do that with Zero. Okay, but you pay on monthly basis through your cloud system. Okay. How about anyone? Anyone else? No. What is your brand that you're using? QBO. Sorry? QBO. Okay. Also cloud-based lah, mostly. So AutoCount is actually one of the leading brand in Malaysia, just in case if you have not heard about it. So it's actually one of the pioneer in software development. It established since about 20 plus years ago, and all the while we are developing business software. And it's actually a very good example, like for today's title, from offline to online. We are actually the other way around, from offline to online. All the while our software you can actually purchase and install it on your PC, on your desktop, and we have to do the physical installation for you. And you will need a staff to sit in front of the PC to do everything for you in the office, to keep the data for you. And then you would need them to generate reports for you. So it's actually quite traditional way of doing accounting. But today, in line with the development in Malaysia's changing environment, we have actually established from offline to online. We have been moving towards to the cloud-based system. I'm going to share more with you later on. But this is this is a little bit introduction about AutoCount. I'm not going to talk a lot about AutoCount software, like how we do it traditionally. I will be more focusing to share with you what is our service like. Besides selling AutoCount software, our core business is more on provide training and support to the software user. We actually provide the training to them to teach them how they should use the software and what is actually the accounting. They will need some accounting knowledge in order to use the software. So we'll be sharing some basic knowledge with the users as well. More on education for the users. And we have been more in this industry for more than 15 years, and we have actually chartered accountant who's sitting in our team to share the knowledge with our users. So this is basically what my company is doing. So today I'm going to share with you, we'll be focused on our service that what is e-commerce accounting, how can e-commerce accounting helps you to run your business and to helps you to monitor your business accounting, the money that you have earned from the business, okay? Okay, this is just a little facts about our account. Okay, can I have a show of hand? How many of you actually currently selling in marketplace like Lazada, Facebook, Shopee? Anyone start selling already? Which? eBay. Okay. You own a shop as well? Do you own a shop offline? Okay, so you're running both offline and online. Anyone only selling online? So do you have a team who helps you to run your business like a staff? Small business, so you run everything by yourself. So, very good. It's a very good example. We are going to share with you how is the business process. Traditionally, what is the business process of someone, of a business owner who run their daily business. For example, for a seller, okay, for a seller who is actually, let's say, selling clothes like fashions, okay, in order to sell, no matter online or offline, the seller, as a business owner, you will need to do a lot of job. Particularly, you will need to source your stocks. You need to get the supplier. Probably you will get to check out the designs, the materials, to decide what color or what sizes you want to sell, or what is the suitable design that your buyer will like. So we need to sort all this out first, to meet suppliers, to negotiate the price with them, and at the same time, you might need to get orders from getting phone calls or maybe getting emails or whatever. So we need to handle a lot of things. Okay? Only the purchasing parts can kill a lot of your time. Decide what are the sizes, what are the material from which supplier, and comparing the prices among the suppliers. After you got all this sorted out, the purchase of your stock arrive at your warehouse. Assume you have a warehouse, okay? So what you need to do, you will need to check the stock to see what are the quality, is it matching with what you have ordered, like what has been explained by your suppliers, and does it match with your PO? Is the price matching with your PO? Is the quantity matching with your PO? So you need to do all the stock checking things. After you have settled all this, then only you can start selling it, taking orders, either to put it in the shops or you want to put it online. If you want to put it online, even more job you need to do. You will need to decide which channel you want to sell. For example, like what we have explained just now, the marketplaces, which channel you're going to sell. You're going to sell it on social media only, or you're going to sell it from the marketplace. So how do you promote online? First, you will need to take pictures. Of course, you need to show to your buyer, to your target audience. You need to take nice picture, of course, with clear picture, so that the buyers get attracted by the picture to click in and read carefully about what you are selling. And you need to write a detailed description, especially like for fashions. You will need to let your buyer know what are the measurements that these shirts have. Let's say if you're selling SML, XL, you will need to show them the measurements, and you need probably a model to wear the shirts to do the photo shooting. So you need to do all these preparations in order for you to promote online. So this is actually kind of tedious job. And then after that, if you get buyer, you will need to get payment, monitor the payment from different gateway. From different gateway meaning that your buyer might be paying you online by online transfer, or if they are buying you from Lazada, probably they're paying by credit card. You will need to check your bank whether you have received the statement, whether is these transactions done. So we need to do a lot of a cross-check job to make sure you receive the payment. Otherwise, you won't be shipping out without the payment, right? Okay? So this is also another tedious job where you need to check line by line. And then after that, you start packing up the parcel and send out delivery. Let's say if you don't have a lot of order, probably you will need to queue up at post office to send out the parcel. If they don't send guys to pick up from you, will need to queue up there in physically and spend your time there. And then back then, you got to repeat the same thing. Prepare the documents, checks with your suppliers, kind of thing. So in the whole process here, do you realize there is actually one missing part? The whole idea here is about making money. You pay money to your suppliers and receive money from your buyers. So the whole idea here, there is one missing part where it's very important, is about your money management. You earn money from your business, of course, but how do you manage your money? How do you present your accounting? Do you hire someone to do it, or do you do it by your own? Do you own a software to do it, or you do it like cloud-based, like what the lady here that's sharing with us? So this is one part that most people, they actually either ignore it or they actually don't have time to handle it, okay? So this is where we are going to share with you today. Many of us that actually in the business actually don't know the importance of handling the business accounting probably systematically. Because why do you think it's very important for us to handle it systematically? Every one of us who earn money in Malaysia or even in worldwide country, it applies all the way in all the world. Two main ideas that, especially in Malaysia, every cent of money that we have earned, we got to pay tax, either income tax or GST. You know, GST, we have a very good slogan, grow and share together. You know, we have to grow and share with our government together. This is the slogan about GST and the whole idea of GST. So this is the main idea that why we need to handle our business account systematically, because we need to do a proper tax filing. Otherwise, you will get penalty. I'm going to share some facts with you. What are the penalties that we are going to face if we didn't do it properly, okay? And officials' report shows that every one of us know it's very important to submit tax. But yet, there are still more than 65% of online sellers actually don't really have a proper bookkeeping system. Either they have do it manually. You know, by end of the year, I don't know what I have done in my business bookkeeping. I will just hand everything, all the papers to just a freelancer to help me to close the account, that's it. So they don't really do the bookkeeping properly in a proper order. Or they don't even bother to pay tax. So this is kind of shocking figures that run by our customer, okay? So why is that so? Like what I share with you, probably because we are all one-man show, everything we do it by ourselves, so we don't have time to handle it, everything in the chaos, in the mess, or we don't know how to do. We thought we can do it, but in fact we don't know how to do it. So at the end of the day, we do not do it. So this is how we found out from most of our clients are doing the same thing like this. Another thing is there might be cost concern. Don't feel like investing in the software, or don't feel like hiring someone to do, because I thought I can do it, so I don't need to spend the money and do. I just do it by myself, but at the end of the day, I realized that I cannot do. So the accounting is actually in a chaos. And then they don't know it's actually compulsory to declare GST, especially for e-commerce is kind of new business in Malaysia. So many of us might be naively think that I sell online, I don't have to declare tax. But in fact, upon implementation, since 2015, upon implementation of GST, there is actually an act already imposed by custom and clearly stated that for whichever business that you're selling online, for whichever e-commerce business that you're doing online, it treated as a traditional business. As long as you sell more than 500,000 online, you are considered as GST registered. You need to register GST, and then you got to pay GST to the government. So this is the law that already enforced ever since it started implemented. So many of the sellers, they still like they don't know that it's such act existed, so they just like take it as granted. I don't know. So you don't know doesn't mean you don't need to pay. Okay, so this is some of the main reasons why there are still 65% of the sellers don't really care to do about the bookkeeping properly. So as a result, if you don't do the bookkeeping properly, as a result, what will happen? I think many of us, especially one-man show, we know that I'm doing my business, money come in, money goes out. As long as I can see my bank figure is not zero, that I know I'm earning. But you don't ask me how much I earn, I don't know. I need time to calculate. So most of us, especially running one-man show or sole proprietor, we don't know how good is the business is, how good is the business perform. I only know a rough figure. My bank account is not zero, that's it. But how good is the performance? I don't have a report. I don't have a performance to show, okay? And then never-ending paperwork, because everything I do it manually. For any undercharge or any incorrect income declared, you are entitled to at least minimum 1,000 up to 10,000 or up to 200% of penalty will be imposed for any undercharge or under-declared tax amount. Like one of my clients, it happened like last year. My client was using software all the way. It's not a misleading case, by the way. They are using software, they are submitting their account, they do have a proper account submission. But income tax, one day came to visit them, and they take out all the documents. And then they found out that it's not what we call that, they don't have a proper record to show, don't have a proper evidence to show to the officer. So at the end of the day, they could not explain how this figure happened. So they got a penalty slip from the income tax, which is about 200,000 they have to pay. So my client was like trying to appeal from the income tax, and at the same time they came to us to ask for help. How can I handle this problem? So the thing is, I'm trying to bring out this case to show that it's not to threaten anyone, but it's to show to you the importance of having a proper bookkeeping and to keep your record in a proper system, in a systematic way, so that you would keep all the evidence to prove that you have done all this in a proper manner to avoid any problem that happen, okay? So what we do with our e-commerce accounting. In our e-commerce accounting, we actually also a cloud-based system. You just need to do it in 3 steps. And in fact, these 3 steps, you only need to involve in 1 step, whereby this 1 step is this data entry step. I think anyone, when you involve in business, you will need to do a few things. The first thing is you purchase from your supplier, you will need to issue PO to your supplier. So this is one of the documents you need to prepare. So probably how we usually do, if without a system, probably we will just send an email as the PO, or maybe we'll just like use a text message to ask our PO a text message to tell the supplier that I need to order all this. So somehow or other, this is a document. This is a document, a PO is a document. And then when your customer purchase from you, you will need to issue a bill, or we call it an invoice, to your customer to collect payment from them. Because you will need to collect payment from your customer. So you need to issue a PO. So this is the 2 important documents that every business needs to do. So this is, in e-commerce accounting, you will need to do this as well. But rather than do it on a paper or do it offline on your manual way like Excel, you do it in our system. And you can just log into our system. It's a cloud-based system. You can just log into our system in anywhere, with any gadget, you can do this, okay? And then whatever expenses that you have spent to promote your business, you record down through the system as well. And also as well as whatever cash in or cash out related matters, so you also need to key into the system. So this is the only step you need to involve in this service, okay? The rest of the thing we will handle it for you. With the data entry you have done, we can actually, oh yeah, by the way, to highlight, through this, because it's a cloud-based system, so you don't need to purchase any software, no commitment of software, so you just need to do data entry via our online system, that's it, okay? So with the step 1, with the data entry, what you need to do is just to key in your data. I'm going to show you a live demo, like how we do it. Yeah, I need to use the laptop. By the way, this is not my laptop, you know, this is from, it's not a video, it's just, I need a Google Chrome.
No.
Yeah, no. I just need to, what you need to do is just to log in to the Google Chrome or any web browser to the address that,
What's the address?
AOTG. Okay. Yeah, AOTG Club. AOTG.club. So just a quick live demo to show you how easy is this data entry is, yeah.
Okay, so just gonna sit here and then you just listen to her voice. You just look over there.
Oh,
Just
okay.
have to look there.
Okay, I just look over there. Okay, so in this system, what you need to do is just to key in your ID that we will provide you with this ID. Okay, yeah. Cannot see the cursor. Oh, okay. So once you have logged in, okay, this is the dashboard. Okay, you will able to see from the dashboard. You will be able to see all your figure, the important figure in your business, like what is the sales this week, and what is the collection this week, the money that you receive, and who hasn't paid you, and what will be your stock level. Okay, so what you need to do for your data entry job is basically you need to key in your sales. Let's say if you need to give a quotation to your client, you just need to issue a sales quotation from the system. Okay, so for example, your client name, you already have a record of your client name. So this is your client name already preset in the system. Of course, you will need to do the setting beforehand. So you just need to, everything about this client already set here, like the invoice address, who is the contact person, what is the phone number, what is the credit term, and who is the salesperson that in charge of this invoice, okay? And then you come here, you go to the item that you're going to sell to them. For example, let's say this is the item. So you just need to key in the price. Let's say you are selling like 89 ringgit, and you are done. The quotation is done. Okay. So it's just like within a few clicks, you will get your quotation done. Okay. And you can actually export it or you print it out, so you can email it to your client. Okay, so you can actually email them the quotation. So it's actually everything online. You can do everything online. So as soon as your customer confirm this quotation, you can actually just directly give them an invoice. Wait a while here because of the internet is a bit slow. So you just need to come here. You transfer from the quotation that you have done. Okay, Harmony, yeah, this one. So you just transfer the whole thing, and your invoice is already been issued. Okay. So you save it. And then you also can export it or you print it out. And you email the whole thing to the customer to collect the payment. So this is everything you do it online, which is quite fast, and you don't have to bother to get someone else to do the job for you. So this is the most difficult part in the whole process, okay? Yeah. So this is how we do. This is how we do when we talk about e-commerce accounting. And then the second step 2, whereby we are going to do the review for you. So after you have done the first step, we are coming to this step 2, whereby We will have accountant to review your account for you, do the bank reconciliation and cross-check the figures for you. And we will give you an alert or warning about any mismatched figure because we are going to do the consolidation for you. And we will give you a guidance and training on how you do the data entry. So basically you don't have to worry about, I don't know how to do the data entry thing. So we will get you through on how you can do it, okay? So, and then step 3, which is the important part also, that this part also done by us. We are going to share with you how is your expenses analysis for the month. It will be on a monthly basis. And we'll give you the GST report if you are submitting quarterly or monthly is subject to you. And then we'll give you a P&L statement whereby you will know how much you have earned this month and what is your profit margin of the month. So this is the thing that we'll do. So in this whole process involve the 3 steps whereby we're going to settle the rest of the 2 steps for you. So what you need to do is just to involve in the first steps, okay? And this plan, this is a simple plan. We only offer 2 plans, starter and basic. So it's about starting from 238 a month. So if you think 238 a month, how much does it cost for a year? 238 for 12 months is about 3,000 a year. So if you think this 3,000 a year might be a bit high cost to you, think about it. What is the traditional way that people usually do their accounting? In the office to do the entry job, account clerk to do the data entry job. So this is the advertisement that I got last year, whereby a simple account data entry job starting from 1,200 onwards. So I take the minimum 1,200 without calculating the EPF, everything is about 50,000 a year. And then after the clerk do all the entry job, you will still need a professional accounting service to check your data account, whereby about at least 3,000 a year. So it adds up about 18K just to handle your business account for 1 year. So if you say this is a bit too much, I'm not going to spend this money, you have an option as well. You get a freelancer to do the job for you, whereby the freelancer, this 500 is actually a very minimum charges, I would say. Especially nowadays, if you involve GST things, at least 1,000 per month. But I'm calculating on the minimum point of view is about 6,000 a year. So it's still about about 1/3 of the price that you're going to spend for the e-accounting. So if you're saying that I don't hire anyone, I do it by myself, so what will be the cost? Let's say if you're using Excel, I don't count it as a cost, okay? Because it's already in your computer. Or even if you spend writing on the book, it's about less than $10, cost you less than 10 ringgit. Or some people, like if you purchase a software, a traditional software like what we usually do, our software starting from 888, 3x is very good figures for Chinese, okay? So all this, it seems like not costing a lot, but because you're doing it yourself, so you got to spend your time, and your time is priceless. How much time you're going to spend in doing your accounting is priceless. You can count on that. And then count into the error that's going to happen and the penalty that's going to involve is also priceless. So as compared to the price that you're going to spend in here, it's actually just a peanut, okay? And just for today, we are going to give you something special, whoever that attended today, that we are going to give you a free trial. You don't have to pay anything upfront. You can just have a free trial for 1 month of our service. And then we are going to give you a hands-on training classes. And then there is a special promo code for today only, okay? And we are going to give you support. After the training class, we're also going to give you a support, but remote support, okay? So in order to entitle to the special code, you will need to go to our Facebook to find DataTree Solutions in Facebook, to search it, our page. So DataTree Solutions is our company name. And then you just click a like on our page and send us 2 messages. Okay, the first message you send SITEC so that we know that you are from SITEC, okay? And then you will be getting another reply from us. And then you send us thank you, TQ. Then you will be getting the promo code from us. So we hope that you will be able to join us for this, to try this out on this e-commerce accounting. so that you will know how it can help in your business, in managing your business. So you can just take a photo if you want to send it later on, okay? So I think that's all for my sharing today.
Right.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah, sorry.
Just now you were mentioning that what is 2,000 over one is 3,000
Yes,
per day.
yes.
What is the volume of your sales? Do you consider the volume you charge?
We don't count in volume. Instead, we count in transaction. Let me show
How
you.
many transactions you see?
Okay. So you can see here, the starter is starting from 200 transactions, and the basic is 400 transactions in a month. So 400 transactions in a month is about like, divided by 30 is about 30, 40 transactions a day.
The transaction will be based on your sales, every invoice as a one transaction.
Yes.
Or by one.
Yes.
That means a small business will easily will take 400 transactions already.
It depends on your business, how is your business grow. And also it goes by the bank statement. Bank statement meaning that we are going to do the bank reconciliation for you. So if, let's say the bank statement for this basic package is about 16 pages. 16 pages of a bank statement can go quite a lot of transactions already. Can go up to quite a lot of transactions.
So one invoice you will consider one transaction.
Yeah.
So if let's say you got how many millions sales transactions,
That will be- That will be, we will recommend you another package already. It will not be under this, but that one is more, if you are involved in those millions of business, we will advise you to take a software, a proper software with a proper service. Because this one is mainly for customer who is actually exploring online, doing online, starting from small, and they don't have that capacity to spend a lot into this accounting, but yet they need to do a complete accounting. This is mainly for the starter pack.
How long is the data you will have for us?
You mean the data is on the cloud, so it's like we don't delete it, so it will be kept in the cloud server. Yeah.
Okay. Can I get you to ask later after this?
Maybe.
Okay. So you can talk about it more, because I think I just need another 10 minutes from everyone here, and then after that we will have our we will prepare a dim sum from you for everyone here. Okay, so I just want to invite my colleague, not colleague lah, but last time I used to work with her together. She will talk about how she sell offline and to online. It's just about 10 minutes sharing session. Okay, all right, this one.
All right. Good afternoon, guys. How are you doing? Feeling hungry? Me too. Anyway, first of all, thank you to SITEC for this invitation. As you heard from Salman, we were working together previously, about 5 to 6 years ago. So I'm here to just share a bit about what I'm currently doing online. But before we go to that, let me just tell you a bit about myself. My name is Sara Dalina. I am a proud Subang Jayarian. I am 34 years old today. Thank you. So previously I was in an advertising agency. I am educated in graphic design, so I have a bit of computer experience in terms of designing. But when I went to advertising agency as an account executive, I was actually just dealing with customers. I was the middle person between my client, who was Disney Channel Asia, and my creative team, who are the programmers, the graphic designers, and so on. So I was in a very small local company doing digital agency. This was 8 years ago, so it was very, very new last time. But what happened is that because the company was small, I kind of like was forced to do two people's job. All right, to say it politely. But what I got in return was the experience and the knowledge and the skill. So I quit my job. I started on my own, started doing event first, which is where I met Salman. And I'm also a certified training provider, means I'm a trainer lah, corporate trainer. So I also joined an NGO, an environmental NGO. In 3 years' time, we planted more than 30,000 trees. in hutan simpan in Malaysia. So if you look at my exposure from my advertising agency and when I was in the NGO, so what happened was that I actually merged these two exposures, and that's how I came up with down.com.my. So, can I just ask a simple question? How many of you have done your own reporting as per the photo? How many of you have done it? That's what I thought. So that's why this company was created. So what do we do? So we are 100% online shop. I started this about 1.5 years ago. Right, so we provide delivery within KL and Selangor. Before you ask, let me tell you why. It's because Post Laju actually restrict any delivery that has soil in it. So from there you can already see I have a limitation with this business model. But I started this as a point to experiment. I just wanted to see how the market will react to this. Because currently people go to Sungai Buloh Nursery and they go and do it themselves. Of course, if you are one of them who wants to buy plants, you want to touch it lah, you want to see it. Maybe if it's flowering, you want to smell it. So which is why I said it was an experiment. Because I needed to see how is the market reacting to buying online. But I guess I was lucky because this industry, home and garden industry, or particularly plants, not many people actually know about it. Alright? So when they don't know about it, it's like, even if they go themselves, they also don't know how to choose. So that's where I come in as a service provider. You leave it to me. I will go and choose where is the best stocks available. I will choose the one that has no pests, because I think if we were to leave it to the common people, they also don't know how to look for the best if they were to go and buy it themselves. Now, as you know why people have plants, is because it's good for the environment, it's good for your health. We are focusing on indoor plants because we are not going to landscape. There are already a lot of players out there. Alright, so free reporting services, because when you report, you don't know what kind of soil composition or what kind of soil mixture for different kind of plants. So that's where we come in. Now this is the website. I was lucky to actually be able to start this business because not only I know how to create my own e-commerce website, I also am partnering with a copywriter. So my cost was very, very small to start this business. Not only because I don't have to invest in a physical store that is very, very costly. I just bought a domain and then we are good to go. So these are some of the plants that we do. Again, I want to reiterate that I was looking for an industry that has a big gap, meaning that it was unrepresented or it was a niche market, because I didn't want to go into a saturated market where there's a lot of other players. I'll tell you more about that to justify that decision later. So, what have we learned after 1.5 years? It's proven that actually people don't know how to take care of plants. They're just clueless. Because number one, they're gonna ask me questions like, I got no window in a bathroom, but can I put plants? So basically, plants need sunlight. So I always have to create this awareness, or always have to educate them. And overwatering is actually the #1 plant killer. You get so excited, your plant's here, alright, you don't touch the plant or the soil on top first. Every day you water, you know, like jolly, happily watering them. And of course they die because the roots is flooded. So it's like you stay in a house and people just keep on pouring water to you. Of course, one way or another you will actually meet the end. So that's what happened to the plants as well. Now, because we actually saw that there is a gap in the knowledge and understanding, in terms of our care and maintenance, we provide moisture sensor, which is on the left side there. It's actually a very simple tool where you just poke the moisture sensor and it tells you whether it's moist or it's not moist. So let's say if you have 20 plants at home, different requirement of watering. For example, a cactus, once in 2 weeks. And then you have the mint or rosemary every day. So you have different plants with different water requirement, and this is where the sensor will actually help you. It eliminates all the guessing game, and that's what we want to have for our customers, because the last thing I need is for them to call me back, hey, my plants died. So I make sure that I give them all the tools necessary and the knowledge as well. Now on the right side is actually a free app called the Sunlight app. To their house, I will tell them to just use this app and actually see how much sunlight that you are receiving at that particular spot. So let's say you want to put your plant here. Alright, so you use the app and you just click there, and it tells you how many foot candle. One foot candle is like equivalent to 1 candle. So for plants, they need at least 150. And then it goes more. So the higher your foot candle count is, the more variety of plants you can put. Right, so these two, I find it very, very important in order to educate my customers, in order to eliminate any barrier to them purchasing. So they're going to come to me like, I'm a black thumb, I don't know how to take care. So I'm going to tell them, you need these two. So basically, even though I sell online, we also showcase some of our plants at a cafe near Desa Park City. Now the reason why we actually had to do that, because a lot of people call and say, can I come and see? Can I come and see? Or another time, we always get, can I come and collect to save on the delivery charges? So that's why I was very interested with what Adrian said, because I think for me, I'm going that way. I'm going to the new retail concept, whereby I need to figure out what is best for my kind of business. I definitely do not want to be at a brick and mortar. I think the maximum I'll go is that I'll have a plant truck where it's mobile. So I can be at KLCC without paying KLCC rental. I can be at Desa Park City without paying that rental. And I don't have to stay one side, one place. I think most of the Gen Y, they think this way. Because to tell you the truth, if I have to stay at the brick and mortar for 9 AM until 9 PM, I think I can do a lot more other things that can give me money. This is how we think. But if it's gonna move, if it's mobile, even if I'm not selling plants, I can rent the lorry at my lorry or whatever. So I feel that it's more money, how do I say? It's a value for me instead of paying rent, don't know who's gonna come, just pray and have faith. I don't think I want to spend money that way. Alright, I also want to share with you a bit about red ocean and blue ocean, which I believe is very, very good, or I would say relevant to what I'm doing at the moment. Blue ocean is simply a new way of disrupting the current market. Alright, so in my case, the current market is the nursery. Alright, unfortunately, the nursery is very slow to go into this IT because they don't have an online presence. At the same time, they are very comfortable in their brick and mortar. So what happens if you go to Sungai Buloh? You have one stretch of hundreds of nurseries. And how they do business is that they compete on the price. It's always, that's why it's called red, because it's bloody competition. So everyone is just doing on the price war, and then it's very susah for you to cari makan, because somehow, that side I'm getting it at 5 ringgit, you're giving me at 7. So you always hear this kind of thing. So what I wanted to do is that I don't want to compete with them. I want to go and create my new market. I want to serve these plants to new people who might not even would buy plants previously, because they are not going to be seen in Sungai Buloh. Maybe they don't want to panas looking for plants. So there are a lot of other reasons why people think it's uncool to go to nursery into this competition. Now this is something that I got from Euro Mobile, which is a data research company based in Singapore. Because home and garden, which is the industry that I'm in, is very, very niche in Malaysia. In fact, it's very difficult to get some analysis or database in this category. So they are talking about the difference between baby boomers and millennials. Now, baby boomers, which is 1946 to 1964, they are called the DIY generation. Right? So when we just think about our parents, when we talk about planting, they do it themselves. Alright, so it's very normal at any household where the mothers will actually plant herself. But now, the millennials, 1980 to 1994, is saying that we are do it for me generation. Alright, so instead of the do it yourself last time, today is do it for me. And also they want content curation, they value experiences, it's very about ethics and all that. So it's a different mindset already. Alright, before I got this slide, I wasn't sure on how to say what I'm saying. Because it's just like a gut feeling. It's just like instinct. So this is why I wanted to do this, because that's what I want. Right? I'm just putting in myself in the experience. So this is what I want, so I'm providing something that I want. But after I got this, I'm like, oh, yeah lah. It's just that I didn't know how to say it previously. Now, here are 3 reasons why I think Daun.com.my is paving the new way of shopping in terms of home and garden. Premiumization. Less of land, of course. And people now don't mind paying extra for premium stuff to get the service. Alright, so this is how the young people are thinking. They don't mind paying extra. This is why you see Starbucks is so famous. And you know, Aheng Kopitiam or whatever, not so many people, even though the price is very, very different. Alright, because of this premiumization. Also when we go, let's say we go to Jasco, we want to buy shampoo for example. You have 15 ringgit shampoo and you have 7 ringgit shampoo. People nowadays will buy the 15 ringgit because to them, it's better. Alright, but it's actually just a pricing strategy, and also to get into your mom of premium is good. I deserve premium stuff because I work so hard, I need to reward myself. So a lot of this kind of thinking is different than how our parents were thinking. Our parents, I know if I brought my mom will say, take the 7 ringgit. Really, but I'm like, no ma, this is better. You see the ingredients, blah, 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 blah. So we always try to, which is actually weird. Because there's no economic value to you when you buy the more expensive one. But I guess that is something for us to think about. Digitalization, access to internet is very, very easy. You know, wherever you are, you can access mobile and all that. So that made it easier for Daun.com.my to get into the market. Now, sharing economy disruption, to me, is very beneficial. Because instead of spending to buy my own lorry, instead of spending to deliver it myself, why should I? Because Grab and Go-Getter, there's a lot of people out there who are already doing this with their own cars. I don't have to buy another car and add on to the traffic problem here in the city, where I can use their cars at a small fee and it won't burst my cost. Meaning I don't have to get into this business having like $500,000 ringgit in the bank and then see where it goes. I started with very small, and whatever that people are paying me for the delivery, I am being paid already. So when I call these delivery services, it's not from my own money. It's the money that I have been paid. So I think this sharing economy platform actually helps businesses like me to come in at a very low cost, and at the same time, I'm more than happy to give them something to do as well. So we are both benefiting from this digitalization economy. Thank you.
Alright, okay, thank you, Sara.